Thank you so much, Sister Carolyn, for those wonderful insights. A great meditation as usual today.
Yes.
You know, when we're doing Enlightenism, folks, it's always something new that seems to come up in your life in terms of insights and inspirations. And
Yes.
and that's what happens every time I hear the meditation. Something inspirational comes into my mind, my thoughts.
Yes.
It's a good way to cleanse our mind to begin the day.
Absolutely. It's very cleansing. Very cleansing, I agree.
With the meditation, it's very helpful, folks. And that's what she's reading from the book. It's very helpful. Very helpful. Enlightenism. Enlightenism, Sister Carol.
No way to go.
It's always enlightenism.
Absolutely. Everywhere.
Always. Thanks so much, Sister Carol. Enlightenism. Step into your power.
You're welcome.
Step into your power, folks, with Enlightenism. It's a wonderful day. It's an Enlightenism day. It's a day of power. It's a day to get out of the cave of darkness, the prison of darkness, and step into a new mindset, a new way to think and live. This is Liberating the Mind, Part 3. This week, I'm talking about liberating the mind. Today, I'm going to get a little bit more into detail about understanding what's in the mind. And then understanding the relationship between thoughts, ideas, and actions, and how that impacts how we feel about ourselves. But now all of this is occurring in the mind. The mind is the creator and the judge of everything that we do, based upon the power that we have given the mind by placing beliefs and values into the mind. Then this becomes our world, and it's how we interact in the world. And things become good or bad, happiness or sadness, all of the things, anger, victimization, and powerlessness are all states of awareness that comes from the mind and what's in the mind. It's very challenging to let go of something you become comfortable with. See, when you become comfortable, for those of you who may know a little bit about poverty, inner city living in the United States of America, then you know there is a comfort level that comes from living in a neighborhood. It may seem strange. It may seem strange, but the neighborhood has its own comforts. And basically people that live in what people would consider crime-ridden neighborhoods are not afraid usually to go home. The adults. You live there. This is where you live. This is what you've been accustomed to living, or way you've been accustomed to living all your life. This is in your mind. Now someone is outside of that environment. So, well, I don't want to, I definitely don't want to be on Manchester in Los Angeles late at night. I don't want to be on Manchester late at night unless I know someone. Why? Well, you may want to be over in Wilshire or somewhere in Westwood late at night and you don't know anyone, but you feel a different level of comfort. We have learned how to condition the mind to feel comfortable with victimization and powerlessness. We've learned how to live with the culture. We create a culture to live with powerlessness and victimization. Then we don't want to let it go. You really don't want to lose something that you become comfortable with. So the challenge of Enlightenism in you is that you must go out of the darkness that you have been accustomed to living with, where you don't see life very clearly, and into the light of enlightenism where you can see clearly. But then you miss the darkness. See, because that's where the comfort is. You become comfortable living in victimization. Then you become a defender of where you live. You want to protect your property. You want to protect your home regardless of where it is. You want to protect it. Your home is your mind. And once you have developed the mind and decorated it with beliefs, hey, this is where you live. And so when you have an opportunity to move, someone talks to you about movement, moving out of this mindset into a better environment. So you compare South Central Los Angeles to Bel Air or Beverly Hills or Hollywood, anywhere else in LA. So you want to compare it. And then you have an opinion. But if you have not seen where you're going, you're reluctant to move. And you need some similarities. You say, well, I'm going to a better place. Then that makes it make you more receptive to moving. But when you hear enlightenism, and you're going from the darkness to the light, where you're able to see clearly, have power and you have clarity. Well, you start saying, well, what am I going to do with all of the things in my house? What am I going to do with my race, my color, my gender, age, religion, status, and education? All the things I have decorated my mind with. What am I going to do with it? I am now a judge. I am now a medical doctor. I am now a psychologist, a psychiatrist. I am now a philosopher. I am now a teacher, professor, businessman, politician. I've decorated my mind with all of these beliefs. And I really don't want to let them go. And so when someone forecloses on your mind, you don't like take your position away from you, the place, take your home away from you, the place that you're not ready to leave. You see it happening all the time. You see it in the news today. You know, somebody's taking Sean Combs' home away from him. Epstein, home away from him. Weinstein, home away from him. They take you home, foreclose on you. But now you're still holding on to the decoration in your home. See, now you want to take that same information and move into another mindset. But you want to keep all of the things that you had. You want to have all of the memories. You want to talk about the good old days. You want to talk about how things used to be. You want to talk about how nice the parties were that you had in your home, in your mind. You want to carry that with you. So, well, I'm moving because someone has foreclosed on my mind, on my essence, on my power. So I want to move. But I want to take all of my furniture with me, all of my beliefs. See, with enlightenism, you can't take your beliefs with you. You have to go into a total different environment and replace things with things unseen. Things that you don't know about. Things that you can't compare to your existing life. It becomes a relationship between faith and knowing. But the faith is directed within you. See, I'm not talking about faith in God. Not the God you've heard about. No, I'm not talking about faith in the God you've heard about that's outside of you. I'm talking about faith in the one that's inside of you. And that's the consciousness within you. but we really don't have any real faith in it. Because we cannot willingly let go of the things that cause us pain and suffering. See, the invisible beliefs are what produces the pain and suffering. So now, as I began my message with you today, I talked about thoughts, ideas, and actions. And all of them are occurring in the mind. But they are being created by this mindset that churns out thoughts, ideas, and actions that's consistent with its master, the creator, you, the toxic you. You're creating and churning out ideas and expressing them in actions in your life. Some you judge good, some you judge bad. But who's making the judgment? Because in the darkness of the illusion, you don't see very well. So our judgments become faulty because the mindset has been developed in a world of illusions. Now, when we understand the relationship that our world and the world outside of us, see, there is Brother Malcolm, but there is someone else. Brother Malcolm is not with someone else. Even when Brother Malcolm sees someone else. I am always in my home. I carry it with me. It's always there. I never leave home, folks, is what I'm saying. You never leave home. The home is the mind. And unlike living in a physical dwelling, where you go and come, in the mind, you're not going anywhere. You're taking it with you. You're taking you're moving on, and this is why it's so much struggle and pain. You're carrying all of this stuff in your life, all of these beliefs. You take your whole house with you. Just to go to the movie. Take everything with you. All of your beliefs, all the things you've decorated. So, and you can see how ridiculous this would look if you're dealing with it metaphorically with a physical house. You pick up your house and say, I'm taking my house to the movie. Well, then you say that's an impossible thing to do. But what I am talking about is not only possible, people do it all the time. But there is another way to travel in a different type of mind, where you're not carrying all of this load of toxicity with you, but you're carrying a lighter load. You're free, and you're not bogged down with all of these beliefs about other people, about who you are. And you're not trying to carry it around and say, I am this person. And the world sees me the way I see myself. Because I am in other words, people agree with the world. Somebody tell you, well, you're a black man. Well, now I'm going to agree with it. Somebody just said it. Then they say this person is a white man, Chinese man, Asian man, Hispanic. And you buy into it. So, this is who I am. And now you're carrying this burden, this darkness with you wherever you go. This darkness has engulfed your mind so that you cannot see any light outside of what you've been told by other people and what you believe about yourself. First, you were told something about other people, then it became you. You embodied it into your mind. Then the mind began to create the thought process, the idea process, and the actions to express what is in you. What is in you is what comes out of you. If toxicity is governing your mind, you're going to be toxic all the time. You just may try to conceal it. People learn how to try to conceal things. They want to try to conceal it. I want you to think that I am someone other than who I am, aware of being. Liberating the mind requires letting the mind and what's in the mind go. Letting the toxic beliefs and values return to the people that gave them to you. In exchange for that, create a new mindset of yourself as being colorless, faceless, and formless. And you have all the power you need to overcome the conditions in your life. Wherever you are, your home is filled with the greater power within you, which is the God. God is the consciousness that you travel with all the time. That is your home. Thank you for stopping by. Check back with me later. I'm Brother Malcolm. Have a great day.